The Milwaukee Bucks are number 6 in the East with a 6-game lead over number 7 to avoid the play-in. Although they lost 3 games in a row here recently, and they also lost their 9-time All-Star for the foreseeable future in Damian Lillard. What can we expect from the Milwaukee Bucks should they, I think they're going to the playoffs, but what do you expect from them moving forward?
I expect for them, as of current, to rest Giannis for a couple of games. They would want to do that if they think they're going to have a successful run in the postseason. Because if Giannis's foot is not okay, and if he's playing a lot compromised, they're not going to go deep. Now that Damian Lillard is out indefinitely, if Giannis is not at least 95%, it's a wrap. It is a wrap for them. So I think that resting Giannis currently for a couple of games, get him back ready, maybe right when we get last 3 games of the season, because we're talking about 7 or 8 more games at this point.
Yeah,
anything can happen. So I think they need to really, really injury watch Giannis, because if Giannis is out, compromised greatly, they can forget about any deep playoff run, any successful round one. They can forget about it. It's a wrap. So it's all about Giannis, really.
And I think the thing with Giannis, though, he might be wearing a different jersey next season, but I'm sure we'll talk about that, especially early out this year.
Yep.
But what I think needs to happen is Kuzma needs to realize he is no longer with the Washington Wizards, and this is a championship team, and the expectations are high. Giannis's expectations are through the roof right now. So I'm going to need LA Laker Kyle Kuzma to show up. It has to happen. Giannis needs help. If you look at their squad right now, there's not a lot of talent there, and Giannis can't score 120 points on his own, even if LeBron said he could score 250. I'm just saying.
Right. And Kyle Kuzma is in a position right now that he can really step up and be that secondary scorer, because they've lost it since Damian Lillard is gone, right? And Kyle Kuzma, I believe he has the makeup, the skill, and the desire to do it. I think that his coach and his teammates need to let him know, man, you up next. It's you. Because I believe it can happen. Now, they are missing Bobby Portis. I will give them that. And I think Bobby Portis is scheduled to come back around April 8th. So if he can come back, I don't know how much, basketball ready he'll be, but they need him because at least he can create his own offense. And he's pretty good on defense as well. So they do need Bobby Portis. Brook Lopez, we need to make sure that he's healthy so they can, have him and his production out there. But other than that, they have lost their 3-point sniper. And everybody's shooting 3-pointers. And so who's going to do that for the Bucks consistently?
Yes. That's why I would have to look at Kuzma. We know he can do it. He's also a wonderful defender on the perimeter. Yes. At least he used to be. You got Taurean Prince. He was held to single digits for the last couple of games. That can't happen. Gary Trent Jr. off the bench. I think Gary Trent deserves more run. I think he does with Dame Lillard out. I think he could solidify at least some sort of offense when Giannis is maybe taking a break. They just need more. And you mentioned Bobby Portis earlier. He's out with the suspension, right? He's not injured or anything like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Bobby, he can create his own offense, but another 3-point shooter as well, right? That corner 3 is money for Bobby Portis.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So.
Yeah. Giannis needs help, but he needs to continue to be a machine. You think they should sit him out for a couple of games leading into the playoffs or the postseason?
I think so.
I don't, because then they're going to slide down to the play-in.
I don't think they'll slide down to the play-in. I don't think so. I'm saying just monitor it. So if the couple of games is one on, one off based on the opponent, I'll be okay with that. But they need to really monitor his health. It would be detrimental to Giannis if he goes into the postseason still nursing a foot. Because they need for him to be in the postseason on the court almost 40 minutes. I'm just being honest.
Yep.
A 7-game series, and the series gets harder and harder each round you go. So you can maybe, and if they wanted to take the risk, and because I believe that even if they did slide down to the play-in tournament, which I know they don't want to do, I know they can come out of it. At least that, right? Because if we're thinking about who they're going to be going up against, right now they're currently 6, and the 3rd seed is the New York Knicks. If they do 7, Boston Celtics, they want to stay 6.
Hey, you better.
They want to stay 6. Yes. So I'm just be careful. If Giannis goes out, the Bucks season is over.
Yes. And the thing is, Doc Rivers will get the blame, right? It's easy to blame Doc Rivers. That's the pitfall. If the Bucks get bounced in the first round, it's going to be Doc Rivers.
Yeah. But if the matchup is not conducive to them, and if they happen to stay 6 and they go up against the New York Knicks, the likelihood of them coming out of that could be much greater if they were to move down and go against the Boston Celtics, right? So, I think. Okay. I still think, depending on the matchup, we may see a first round. In my opinion, we may see a first round exit if they match up against Knicks or Pacers. I say that. If they are matched up against the Pistons, they're going to. Then they'll be able to, I believe, go to the semi-conference finals.
Okay.
It depends on where they stand, though, and that's why. So I understand your point. Play Giannis, but if he's always questionable, then something's not right. Day to day, what are we gonna do with that?
Nothing. I say they're going home in the first round, whether they play the Knicks, Pacers, or Detroit. Yeah. Detroit has something to play for, right?
Yeah,
they're playing for that name on the front of their jersey right now.
Yeah.
So I have the Bucks going home in the first round exit. I also have Giannis wearing a different jersey next season, and I have the Bucks franchise looking at Doc Rivers in the offseason.
You know, it's funny you say that. You made a comment just recently just right now that the Detroit Pistons are playing for the name on the front of the jersey. I wonder if Giannis is playing for the name on the back.
Yeah, he has a lot of pride, right? And if you think about it, he's the breadwinner across the Antetokounmpos. So, yeah.
Wow. Giannis will be wearing a new jersey. That'll be the talk this offseason. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's just really, really too bad. Really. Because we have to see playoff Giannis. Playoff Giannis doesn't show up for 40 plus minutes. The Pacers.
And remember,
we can forget about it.
And remember what teams have done in years past. They built a wall around Giannis. If he gets into foul trouble, if he can't get downhill, we know he doesn't have a consistent 3-point shot, and his perimeter shot is not knocked down every time. If they close the lane, it's a wrap.
And even if they open the lane and lock down everybody else, you expect Giannis to score 100 and something points? Who else is a threat as we speak on the Bucks that most definitely can help, be that number 2, number 3 individual that can come in and make the Bucks a threat? Giannis a threat, hands down, but everybody else?
Yes, I know. It has to be Kuzma, and without Dame, although I did hear reports that Dame could potentially come back, I don't think he will. I think they'll be very cautious with the blood clot in his calf. At least they should, right?
At least they should. And he would want them to. He would want to be if they don't.
So you ain't got no perimeter shooting. We can close down the middle, and that affects Giannis's game 100%.
Then what they gonna do? That's a shame. It's you know what? Regardless of the matchup. Round 1 exit bounds. Yeah. Sorry about that. So no, don't go down to the play-in tournament, because you go down to the play-in tournament, you be playing the Atlanta Hawks. You still will make the postseason. Still, round 1 exit. Yeah. Sorry about that, Bucks. We'll see who's going to be the head, the alpha one in charge for next season, because I don't think it's going to be Doc Rivers or Giannis Antetokounmpo. Wow. Kyle Kuzma, it's your chance. This is it.
It is, yeah.